We've got my tea. We've got my books. Black tea with orange spice. It's honestly such a good fall time flavor, guys. Like, just, oh. Hey guys, it's me. So today we're gonna go ahead and go over the Goblet of Fire from a Slytherin's perspective. That's me. I'm a Slytherin, in case you're new to this little series. Go ahead and watch the first one and, you know, just catch up with us. Let me tell y'all, this is my least favorite movie, but it's such a good book. Oh my gosh. The reason it's my least favorite movie is because it's the one that is on all the time on TV. Like, I'll turn on the TV and what do you know? It's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And so I was just like, I'm done. I am done. So when it came to reading this book, it actually took me about 2 weeks. It took me about 2 weeks to get like this far. That's a lot. Probably this far. And then I read this in like 2 or 3 days. So we start off with Harry having a dream. This has nothing to do with Slytherin house, but I just thought it was really interesting. And then he wakes up and his scar is hurting. And he writes to Sirius, of course. And he's like, Sirius, what's up? How's it going? I had a weird dream. My scar is hurting. Hope you're doing well. Okay, bye. And you're like, okay, Harry. That was weird. But it starts off in the Riddle house. I'm not gonna lie, I did have trouble remembering the name of Bertha Jonkins? Whatever her name was from the beginning, but I was like I said before, anytime that an author gives a name, I'm like, okay, that person has to be important or relevant to the story somehow. They mentioned her later on and she was part of the ministry and everything. Oh yeah, so we have the tasks and everything. Okay, whenever they come back to Hogwarts on the train and everything, Malfoy is like, I should have been in a different school or whatever, you know, blah, blah, blah. My father was thinking of transferring me because all of this tomfoolery that's going on because of Harry Potter. And it's like, wow, Malfoy, did you figure that all on your own, did you? Great job. Okay, I can't remember which book it was, if it was this one or the last one, but I don't think I mentioned it. They were doing the sorting of the houses and everything, and one girl got sorted into Slytherin and the Weasleys hissed at her. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to a little 11-year-old child? It wasn't cool, guys. I'm just gonna say that now. Making fun of people for the houses they're in is not cool, and I'm very sensitive about it because I'm a Slytherin. In this book, we see a lot of Harry writing back and forth to Sirius. I understand. Harry's famous, so he gets to do things people don't get to do normally. I was really happy, though, that he didn't get to ask Cho because, or he did ask Cho, but then he got rejected. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. It's funny. Like I said, it doesn't really have a lot to do with Slytherin in here. I do think it would have been great had we seen a Slytherin and a Gryffindor, but we did not. We saw a Hufflepuff and a Slytherin. But at the same time, I do understand, you know, Hufflepuffs don't really get a lot of attention. They aren't really mentioned all that much. I did see also in here that Ron was so jealous. About half the book, Ron was so jealous of Harry because he was like, oh, you know, like, I don't understand why, you know, like, you're so famous and why all these good things are happening to you. But it's like, Ron, his name was John in the Goblet of Fire. That's not something that's fun. It's not something that he chose to do. No. It was because of, what's his name? Crouch. Yeah. It was because of Crouch that Harry's name was in here, and I'm assuming if you're watching this that you know what happens. So, spoiler alert! Whenever it was like, you know, it's actually me, Mad-Eye Moody, but it's not Mad-Eye Moody, it's Crouch. And it's actually not the father, it's the son who's supposed to be dead, but I'm not dead. And I sat there for like, just reading it, I was like, what is happening? Why is my world falling apart? And you know how I feel, why would you say that? It was an emotional adventure, actually, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever the first task or whatever was happening, I was having trouble breathing. So the first task, Harry, of course, was the fastest time because JK was like, you know, oh, let's make Harry the fastest because he's the hero of everything. Well, yeah, but I mean, he did end up getting the golden egg, which was everybody's task. Then Harry is an entire idiot whenever it comes to trying to figure out those clues. They were all celebrating in the Gryffindor common room. I think Jordan was the one who told him, go ahead and open it, Harry. And Harry was like, I've done this before, but okay. So he goes ahead and opens it, and then it's just horrible. It's this horrible, horrible sound. And then everyone, you know, was like, close that. Close that. So he did. And then Cedric was like, hey, why don't you go ahead and like open it in the water. Use the bathtub that I recommend. Just really creepy. And Harry was like, you took Cho to the thing, so I'm not gonna listen to you until like a few weeks before when I really push comes to shove and I should have been listening to you from the beginning. What a wreck. What a mess. All I have is Love on Top from Beyonce stuck in my head. Anyway, he goes to the bathroom, he draws his bath with, you know, like all these perfumes and everything, which honestly, that sounds like such a dream bath. Like, is it just me? Because I would love to take a bath like that. Please and thank you. He like draws his bath and everything and he's like, okay, well, I'm in the bath. Let me go ahead and open this egg above water again and see if it's different. I don't know if he thought like, maybe, you know, like with the humidity or like the bubbles in the air, it'll be different. And it wasn't. And then, you know, finally he opens it underwater and he's like, oh, it's a song. And then he understood it was a mermaid. There was that, and then only, like, pretty much right before that second task, that's whenever Ron came around and was like, we can be friends. And Harry was like, yeah! On the inside, but on the outside he was like, okay, cool. And then, you know, Hermione was just like, finally, guys, you matured up a little bit, and you're just like, you know what? It's okay that one of us is famous and the other one isn't, all right? I feel like just being like that is just super petty, and I don't understand it with like friendships and everything, but whatever, to each their own. Harry somehow magically, literally, finds his way to basically first place the entire time. But that was all because it was set up. Harry is very prideful. I'm like, I know what I'm doing because I'm Harry Potter and I always know what I'm doing, even though I don't. So there was that. I feel like if it was a Slytherin, we'd probably be a little bit more prideful. I'm not gonna lie. You know, getting first place all the time, like if it was me, I would probably be wearing like a hat. You know, keep it like subtle, but also like straight across my forehead. I'm a house champion. I'm a school champion. I'm entering in this. I feel like if it was a Slytherin rather than Harry, or a Slytherin rather than a Hufflepuff, it would definitely be a different dynamic. I don't know that Harry would have felt the need to go ahead and be like, hey, it's dragons to a Slytherin, you know? Because he would have been like, you know what? Fuck the Slytherin house, all right? I don't like y'all don't like me, and it's gonna be every person on their own here. But because it's a Hufflepuff, and a Hufflepuff is literally a Jigglypuff, like Hufflepuffs are Jigglypuffs, alright guys? Like I said, because it was a Hufflepuff, he was probably like, oh, you know, like, I don't think he knows, and I don't think he's gonna know unless someone tells him, so that better be me, because then everyone else is gonna know. But that's because it was a Hufflepuff. If it was a Slytherin, I think Harry would have been like, well, he probably should have found out. And I know if it was a Slytherin who, you know, was just like cool, wasn't like friends with Draco or whatever, but like someone who was just like chill like me. If it was me competing in that competition though, I had found out, you know, like about the egg and everything, I probably would have been like, gave a clue similar to Cedric's to Harry, but like more vague. So it would have been something along the lines of like, hey, that egg and some water, you know what I mean? And then left, and he would have been like, I don't know what any of that means. I would have been like, I mean, I tried to help him, but I guess he just didn't get it. Anyway, so back onto the rest of everything. If it was a Slytherin, I think we would have won the House Cup just because dark arts. Like, that's what we're known for, all right? I accept it. You should accept it too. Like, we're just known for the dark arts and our love of it and everything. Because a lot of it did have to do with, like, you know, like dragons and magical creatures and, you know, like, you know, rescue friends and everything. I feel like if it was a Slytherin, we would be more apt to handle all these things. And the maze would have been just like a total piece of cake, honestly. With dealing with like monsters and stuff. I mean, Harry is friends with Hagrid, so he like kind of... Also, whenever there was the Sphinx and she gave Harry the like riddle or whatever, I thought it was Dementor. Let me see if I can find this. First, think of the person who lives in disguise. A Dementor, because they live with those like hooded cloaks, they live in disguise. I'm just gonna tell you why I think it's Dementor, alright? Who deals in secrets and tells naught but lies. Next, tell me what's always the last thing to mend. What is the last thing to mend in a human? A broken heart. All right? If you're trying to mend a broken heart and everything, and you're just sad on the inside and this like depression and just everything kind of hitting you at once, that's something that Dementors feed off of, you know? Like sadness and, you know, depression and shit. The middle of middle and the end of end. What is in the middle of the word middle is what I was thinking. D is like the middle two letters. So it's like D and D, all right, middle. And the end of end, D is at the end of the word end. So it's gotta start with a D. And finally, give me the sound often heard during the search for a hard to find word. Agony! Agony! Fucking agony, guys, because like whenever you're trying to find something, you're searching for so long and you just can't find it. So I was like, okay, you know, pretty much frustration. Now string them together and answer me this. Which creature would you be unwilling to kiss? A Dementor. I wouldn't be willing to kiss a Dementor for the life of me. I don't know how in the hell Harry got Spider and she was like, yeah, I would have been like Dementor and she would have been like, attack mode. And I would have been like, literally, what are you talking about? I would have been like, no, sit down. Let me explain to you bit by bit, just like I did with y'all, why it's a Dementor, because that makes so much more sense than a spider. So anyway, it was a spider, not a Dementor. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it does to the Sphinx. And if someone can please explain that to me in the comments below, I would very much appreciate it, because I've been losing my mind trying to figure it out, and I'm like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, but I don't understand it, so whatever. Are we gonna do the video like this? Let me angle it so I'm a little more center. What's up? Also, if it was a Slytherin rather than a Hufflepuff, so if it was Slytherin rather than Cedric, say, you know, Malfoy, for example, because we're just gonna pick on him, and, you know, his dad is a Death Eater, would Lucius Malfoy be willing to sacrifice his little son, Draco? His little son? I'm your only son! Probably. I'm not gonna lie, he probably would be willing. But at the same time, still has Slytherins. They're Death Eaters. So if they see one of their children or, you know, like the child of one of their friends who is also a Death Eater, I feel like that would have been a little bit more like, you know, maybe we shouldn't kill him, Voldemort. But because it was Harry, they were literally laughing and being like, ha ha ha, Harry, kill him. If it was a Slytherin rather than a Hufflepuff, I'm not sure that Voldemort would have been like, kill the spare immediately, because he probably would have been like, oh, hello, it's nice to see you. Your dad is a Death Eater and your mom is a Death Eater. Why don't you come join? And then I would be like, no, I'm good. And then he would have killed me. So there's that. But, you know, like, had I been like, I'll consider it. Okay, thank you for the offer. I'll write him a nice little email that says, Dear Voldemort, thank you so much for your time and consideration. But due to the circumstances at the moment, I'm not able to become a Death Eater. I do appreciate you sparing my life, though. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. Have a great day. Alyssa. Send. But I mean, at least I would have survived. Maybe. So then, you know, Harry finishes and brings his body back to, or brings Cedric's body back to his parents and everything. And I do appreciate that he gave the Weasley twins the seed money as an investment to go ahead and start their company up. Y'all know me with business books. I just really appreciate that. First of all, I don't know how they were gonna get that money on their own. Ludo Bagman freaking screwed them over, and I don't know. Also, Hermione with her spew, like, that was irritating as heck. Going and nosing her way in did help with things later on. Whatever, it's fine, to each their own kind of thing, you know? So yeah, anyway, I hope you liked this video. I'm gonna go ahead and read the Order of the Phoenix now. In the comments below, explain to me, one, why it's a spider rather than a Dementor, because I don't understand it. I don't at all. If y'all like this video and you like the series, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, just thank y'all for coming back and everything. And if you hadn't seen any of my other videos before, go ahead and watch them. I'll probably link them. Thank y'all so much, guys. And I will see y'all in the next video with some, actually the next video is going to be a makeup video. So I'll see y'all in the next video with some, I think I'm gonna do a Gryffindor look next. So yeah, bye guys.